Hey, you guys, this is Josh.
And Carolyn.
With Homesteading Family, and welcome to this week's episode of the Pantry Chat Food for Thought.
You know that's the last time you're going to say that?
Whoa, what do you mean that's the last time I'm going to say that?
The Pantry Chat. This is the last episode of the Pantry Chat.
Oh my goodness. And she's serious. This is the last episode of the Pantry Chat.
Wow.
So what are we talking about then?
Well, we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're going to be talking about what comes next.
There is a next.
There is a
so
next.
So that is cool. It's not just
don't panic.
Gone. Actually, we're going to really go to the pantry. We'll tell you about that. We actually are going to start filming in the pantry.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll be talking about that in just a minute. But first up, hi, how you doing?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm good. You've been out early. Going.
Welcome to harvest season.
Photo shoot this morning, harvest season.
The beginning of fall.
Yeah.
Life moves fast right now. This is like no more lazy days of summer.
Right now. We kid ourselves. Life moves fast right now. Tomorrow or in a week, it's going to slow down. We try to believe that might happen.
Somehow we still convince ourselves that might happen. You know, those long days of winter, long dark days of winter. You have all this time to do nothing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
I got to say, though, we do get some nice meadows and trickling brooks and nice strolls. They just don't last very long. The valley is short.
Sometimes, yes, it feels very short. And I think this year especially, we're racing towards a daughter's wedding here on the property. And I know we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. And that is a really exciting thing to layer onto harvest season.
Well, and let's just tackle that head on, because this was a year of no projects. This was a year of rest, right? Many of you that are following along. And it has been in most ways. We knocked out all the big projects, most of the small projects. I mean, there's things that got to happen. You're on a homestead. And it's been nice in a lot of ways, but I will say that man makes his plans and God orders his steps, and other family members order your steps, and we're excited. We've got a daughter married, and they want to be on the property.
Yeah,
and that's part of our dream, to build something that the family wants to invest in, and so we're not going to say no to a project of helping them get onto the property. And
I don't even know if we talked about that, but not only are we hosting a wedding here on the property,
we're building a cabin.
We're building a cabin for the young couple to live in on the property, which is super exciting. It's a good thing we said no to all those other projects this year, because we needed some room to be able to squeeze this in. And
so we have a project. It is a major project with a serious deadline.
Hey, we did good. We made it all the way until August before this one hit us. That's pretty good. That was serious self-control for you and me.
Good stuff. It is good life. So very, very excited, and really just getting into what's going on. That is a big part of what's going on is getting this little off-grid cabin up and going in time for a couple to start their new life. That's really, really exciting.
Yeah, we're excited about that. You're putting a lot of energy into that, and I'm a little bit more putting energy into the wedding planning side, which is a major event. So
that is a major event to have on site.
Yeah, here
again, cool
on the homestead.
Cool that they wanted to have it here.
Yeah,
but that is a lot to organize.
Another project. It's kind of fun. I've never organized a wedding. We've done a lot of events here. We've done lots of different things, but never a wedding. So it's been a fun project. The flowers are making me nervous, I gotta say, of all the things.
Yeah.
It's the flowers because luckily we have a couple florist friends. So they're going to be jumping in and helping. So I'm hoping to lean on them very heavily. We have so many beautiful cut flowers in the garden right now. Some of you guys following along know that that's a whole thing that I added into the garden this year, was actually a row of flowers just for cutting. I was just out there this morning, and basketfuls and basketfuls of these gorgeous flowers. But most of them are not going to be still looking happy and healthy by the time the wedding rolls around mid-October.
Not in mid-October.
Yeah, so we'll have to bring flowers in for that. I think it would She would have loved it if we could have done flowers from the property, but I just don't think that's realistic that time of year. So we'll be bringing some flowers in and learning all about floral design and doing some fun stuff.
Well, I think you've been practicing all season. The
Yes.
flower bouquets in the house. We've had like these most colorful flower bouquets at the meal tables and around the house all summer long, and it has been just beautiful.
It's been a lot of fun. I've really, on every level, enjoyed having the cut flowers, the row out in the garden, and definitely in the house.
Yeah.
It's just been amazing. And we've figured out to take the little fat, wide mouth, half pint jars for the tables and make those into the bouquet vases for the tables, because it makes a nice full bouquet of flowers, but they're short, so you can see over each other, and see each other over the bouquets.
Connor and I aren't dancing around.
Yeah, you're not like trying to see people around the branches of greenery. Right. So anyways, it's been a lot of fun to have that, but it's definitely right now we are smack in harvest season. Yep. The kitchen right now has literal bushel crates of plums, apples. There are so many zucchini and cucumbers and bell peppers and even tomatoes coming in. Tomatoes.
This is probably the best tomato year we've ever had.
Oh my goodness.
Also the best watermelon year we've ever had.
We started using a technique from a local, a guy who taught me this, who does these melons. And he's like, oh, you can get them to ripen up here. No big deal. And I started asking him, because I'm like, we only get melons in September, like late September, once the first freezes happened and we're all cold and nobody wants to eat a watermelon anymore. How do you get them when it's hot out? And he said, oh, you cut the vines. You don't let them get longer than about 5 feet on any runner. And you just start chopping them. And sure enough, we have had great watermelons already, which is just, watermelon after watermelon, like a watermelon a day sort of thing.
And like
nice big ones.
Nice size.
They've been really good. So
great.
That's been a game changer for us on the melon side. Yeah. What about you, besides building a cabin? What have you been up to?
Oh gosh. Well, on the homestead, it's just, it's starting to feel fall. We're still kind of in rhythm out on the property and just getting ready, prepping. We've got chickens to butcher coming up. So another part of the harvest that's going to stack on. We've got a couple more rounds of that.
Yep.
And it's another conversation maybe about the growth of the chickens this year. And we've had some interesting things with our meat birds, and I think it's the variety, but that's been interesting. Chasing cows a little bit. We're going to have to put a cow down. We have a cow that's decided that she jumps fences.
Well, we don't really put her down.
We'll put her in the freezer.
Graduate her to the freezer.
Okay,
How's
there you
that?
go.
Okay,
sure.
All right.
It's hard because she's a cow that I like. I like her babies. Hate to get rid of her, but she jumps fences now. She wants out, she jumps the fence. And she's leading about 5 calves astray, which is a problem. And I don't have time to butcher a beef right now.
Yes.
But we're going to have to figure something out because this is part of homestead life. You have to make these decisions sometimes. You just have an animal that's causing problems, and you can't have cows jumping fences.
Well, and you need to stop her on the sooner side, because she will teach the other cows to get out and to jump fences, and then you've got just a problem that doesn't go away.
So I'm trying to figure out how to get a cow butchered that wasn't planned in. As many of you know, in our area is the same. Wait list for butchers is a long time. Our current butcher is actually retiring, which is really tough. And we do most of our own meat, but we don't usually do a cow. We sure don't have time to do one right now. So anyways, that's kind of like my conundrum I'm trying to solve.
Yeah.
And, but otherwise we're just rolling towards fall and starting to plan for fall. And
hey, you have all the firewood in, all the hay in, all the grain in.
Yeah.
Like, that's feeling pretty buttoned down. What do we have to get? Shavings still?
We've got to get shavings in for our deep bedding, and we've got to get last year's deep bedding in the cow section of the barn out. That's the biggest time chunk, but I can't do that until we get animals off pasture, and so there's a little bit of a choreography that's got to happen.
Got it.
Because we didn't get to that in the spring. And the pigs are in there turning it over, doing their thing. So, yeah, but no, we're moving along pretty good.
Good.
And then we're getting ready for Summit. It is time for the 4th annual, can you believe that? 4th annual Traditional Skills Summit. That is for those of you that don't know, that is a week long of free training from some of homesteading's top experts.
Yeah.
And I get to hang out with a really bunch of cool people and host. And I get to hang out with you.
Yeah,
a couple times.
I get to be there a couple times. I'm excited.
And so if you guys aren't familiar with that, or if you are and you haven't signed up yet, you want to come and check that out. That is a week long of just free instruction, great conversations, giveaways of all kinds of homesteading supplies, freeze dryers, canners, butchering equipment. I can go on and on. Books, tons and tons of good stuff. So that's coming up September 22nd to 26th. So you want to get signed up for that. So that's also a huge focus right now. That's like our big event, obviously, for School of Traditional Skills of the year. And put that all together. And it's busy.
That's busy. We'll make sure to get you a link to sign up for that in the show notes. So good.
Yep.
Check that out.
Well, we left everybody hanging.
Oh, well, but
so we better get through our, we better tackle.
Before we do anything else, we should really say thank you to today's sponsor of the Pantry, the last Pantry Chat sponsor.
Thank you, American Blossom Linens, for making this show possible today.
You guys know that we absolutely love high quality things here on the homestead. That's something that's super important to us, is getting things that will last, not just things that are cheap or easy to buy or anything like that. We want high quality and we want good value.
Yeah, I was going to say good value is the way I like to.
We want to make our dollars actually work for us and actually stretch. And one of the best ways in this modern world, where I don't know if you've noticed, but clothing, it has gotten thinner and thinner to where it just literally does not last anymore.
And if you're embracing this lifestyle, you need clothes that are going to hold up. We're not sitting in the office all day, or in the classroom. You got to have things that are going to hold up.
Yeah. Well, and the same thing is true of the bed linens. I had to actually repair another type, not the good American Blossom linens. I've never had to fix anything in those, but I was in there seaming a rip in just some regular store-bought linens that I still have, and looking at all of it, and it's all going threadbare. And these things are maybe 2 years old. And I'm just so excited that we're switching all over to the American Blossom linen sheets, because they last and they last and they last. Not only their sheets, but I love their quilts too. We have the topper on our bed right now, and I love that we've been able to have it on all through the summer because it's nice and light, but it's very it's like layering your bed, so we can keep it on during the winter to add some more insulation quality to the bed. We like a heavy sheet on us, or a heavy cover in the winter.
Yep.
And a cooler room, and that's just going to really help with that. So you're going to want to make sure that you check them out and make sure you're making the best use of your dollar possible, and really making it stretch.
And they're going to help you out with that. You get 20% off with the coupon code Homesteading Family. All one word, no space, Homesteading Family, 20% off. So it's a great way to get started. Things that have real value do have a cost to them. We just chip away. We just add a little as we can. And slowly over time, you start replacing the old stuff as it wears out.
Yep. And then before long, you're not having to replace anything, because you've got stuff of such high quality that it doesn't wear out. So. Absolutely.
Well, thanks again, American Blossom Linens. Appreciate you guys. Let's get to the question of the day. I'll tackle one here for you.
Okay.
Craving tradition on messy to managed. What do you do to prep your kitchen the day before a big canning day?
Ooh, that's a good question. The day before, for me, I like to make sure the kitchen is clean. I like everything clean when I get into it in the morning. I like my jars pre-washed the day before. So especially if it's going to be a big canning day and we're talking, somewhere between 40 and 100 jars, I want them out. I want them washed. Obviously, I can't heat them the day before. That won't do anything, but I can have them all nice and clean and ready to go. I also want to make sure I have plans for dinner the next day. If it's going to be a really long day, then I want to be sure that the kitchen is not having to get used heavily for meal prep. So, if it's a really big day, I'll make sure that we have an easy grab and go breakfast, like one of my make ahead breakfast casseroles. We'll have something easy for lunch, maybe leftovers that we can just heat up really quickly from dinner the night before. And then we'll have something that's easy to either throw in the smoker for a good chunk of the day or put in the crock pot for a chunk of the day and just cook away so that I can not have to worry about cooking after I've spent the day cooking. Yeah. Sometimes that's really nice. And the other trick is make sure every step you take in the kitchen on a big day, you're cleaning behind you. Every time you clear a spot on the counter, wipe it down. And that will just reduce the pressure at the end of the day when you're already tired, but then everything's sticky and a mess and the pile of dishes has gotten
all
high.
Built up.
Don't do that to yourself. Like every time there's a break in the action, wash the dishes, wipe the counters. Yeah. And get it all cleaned up while you're waiting for the canner to cycle the next batch.
So much nicer when you do those things along the way.
Okay, so let's see. Here's a question for you. My wife and I were watering our meat birds with our garden hose, and she asked a very good question that I hadn't heard discussed anywhere. Can your garden hose put chemicals in your water? Can you contaminate your water source? And if so, where and what kind of hose can you use that won't allow that?
All right. That is a good question.
Yeah, definitely.
Can't say until a couple weeks ago I had ever thought of that. We're not biologists or chemists, right? But we know enough. We have enough common knowledge about plastics and rubbers that if they're not, made food for handling food, that they do off chemical. They do put some stuff in the water. Add a hot hose out in the sun, running water through it. Are you getting some sort of contamination? I would say almost certainly. Mm-hmm. That's probably a reality, but you'd have to get your chemistry set and, send it in or whatever to know for sure. But I'd say it's probably likely. So first, what can we do to mitigate that, knowing that there is probably some level? How bad, we don't know. It's obviously not killing chickens right away because there's hundreds of thousands or millions of us raising chickens. What are some things you can do? I've never heard of a food grade water hose for out use on the yard. I don't know if they exist. You could look. I kind of doubt it. So that's probably not an option. What you can do though is think about when you water. Keep your hose out of the direct sun. Keep it from being hot, and water in the morning before the day heats up, right? And at least you've got cool water because that heat definitely extracts more, just like putting hot water in a Tupperware or whatever type of plastic, right? Hot food. We try not to even use it, but if you do, you don't put hot food into it. So same with your water. That's what I would do. I don't know that I would go a lot further than that. We can't let the ideal get in the way of the good. You're doing good by raising chickens, right? Yeah. You're creating a better, healthier product for yourself, for your family. If you're raising it for others, it's way, way, way better than the industrial model. And so take some satisfaction, take some pride, have some confidence in the fact that what you're doing is already way, way better for you. And we can't control everything. Mm-hmm. And so I think there's places where we've got to just be okay. We do the best we can to mitigate it, but we got to be okay that it's not perfect. It's not ideal. And if you do ever find a food grade water hose, please tell everybody.
Yeah.
And maybe we can switch over.
Yeah, but I think your point is really good. Water is not generally a major leaching agent. Right? No. Water isn't going to eat away at the hose itself. Right. And so it's one of the lower concern types of liquid you could have sitting in a plastic or rubber or whatever hoses are made of now. The other side of that too, though, is that if you just run the water all the way out of your hose.
So say depressurize your hose.
Yeah, do that. So it's not sitting in there, but also just let your hose run for a minute and get anything that was sitting in there out of the hose. Yep. And get back to that cold, fresh water that hasn't been sitting in the hose. Yep. And you're going to leach it. That's moving through so quickly. What's your water sitting in the hose for? Max 30 seconds from one end to the other. Yeah. It's not very long. So it's going to be minimal impact anyways.
Absolutely. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine.
going to be okay. You're doing great.
Right.
Okay. Have we teased this out long enough?
Yeah, we left everybody hanging. This is the last Pantry Chat.
It is.
It's done.
That's
it's
actually
over.
kind of hard.
Gone.
Like, it makes me feel kind of sad.
I think we're 7 years. 2018 or early
I don't think we started
2019.
Pantry Chats right at the beginning, but it was right in there.
We're close to 7 years here.
I think we might be in like episode 250.
Wow.
Or some huge number like that.
Yeah.
Is that
wow.
crazy?
That's crazy.
A lot of Pantry Chats that we've done. And a lot of times, what's our whole spiel? What do you say? I'm Josh.
Oh, hey, I don't know. I forget. You should see some of the outtakes. I think there'll be some interesting ones at the end of the year this year. But hi, I'm Carolyn.
Right. That doesn't help. But, when we have our introduction, which you're not saying, but...
Hey, I'm Josh.
And I'm Carolyn from Homesteading Family.
Right.
And welcome to today's episode
I got
of the Pantry Chat. That goes away now. And that's
unimaginable.
Sad.
This has been really cool to hang out with you, but it's been really cool for Carolyn and I. We have just had a blast doing this. And of course, that's the signature right there. Hey, I'm Josh.
And I'm Carolyn.
From Homesteading Family. Welcome to this week's episode of the Pantry Chat.
The good news in all of this is at least part of that doesn't have to change.
You know what? The main part of it doesn't have to change.
The main part of it doesn't have to change. But it is going to sound a little bit different. And things are going to change a little bit here.
That's because the Pantry Chat is going away. But Josh and Carolyn doing a podcast with you guys and with each other is not going away.
Yay. Thank goodness. Well, we'll get into that in just a second, but I just want to go back and talk about why we started the podcast to begin with, because I think it really holds true today still, even, 7 years later, 8 years, however long ago it was. We were doing all these videos on YouTube. We were doing these how-to videos, and we kept running into these moments where we thought, we need to be able to talk about the concepts behind why we're doing what we're doing.
Well, and I think, skills are important. How-tos are important. You guys that have followed us for a long time, we're not as much about story or drama. We're about how to help you guys get the skills you need to put stuff to work. And that's all super important, but there's so much behind the skills of putting it all together, these ideas and concepts that you can't just do a how-to on. You can't just demonstrate. And so the Pantry Chat was born out of exploring that side of homesteading in this world for the areas that have deeper meaning, or that, we need to talk about systems or different ideas that help bring it all together and bring this life together.
For some things, you really need to understand the background of a skill, or like the why or the why not, or that this way or that way, or why we're thinking about a skill the way we're thinking about, in order to really understand the skill itself. I'm thinking about canning. I can give you a how-to on how to can, but if we don't sit down and have a really honest discussion about canning safety and what's real and what's hype and what matters and what doesn't, all of that is kind of a superficial skill. You can't make good decisions yourself when you're in the kitchen canning if you don't understand the theory and the background behind it.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of those, but we also had these moments where we're like, how does this actually work in real life? Like, how do all these skills come together and become practical?
How do you integrate?
them? Yeah.
Into a busy life?
Yeah.
Modern life. We're trying to do this within the context of a modern life.
Yeah.
And so there's obviously 250 something episodes. There's a lot to talk about. And we think there's still a lot to talk about.
We think there's still a whole lot to talk about. So
what's coming?
So what's coming? What's coming is going to be a new, can we try the new introduction? You want to try it?
Oh, God. We have not practiced this. We've not once practiced this. So I don't even know what it is.
I'm totally putting it on this.
All right.
Just try it with the new name.
Okay.
See if you could do it.
All right. Let's see. All right. Hey, this is Josh.
And Carolyn.
With Everyday Homesteading.
You still messed it up.
From Homesteading Family. Yeah, see? Well, it's new. It's a new thing. Okay. I'm slow learner. Really slow.
You'll get there.
It's dense.
We have 250 episodes
we'll give it
coming
up
in the future to practice. Okay, let's try it.
Hey, this is Josh.
And Carolyn.
With Homesteading Family. And welcome to this week's episode of Everyday Homesteading.
Ooh, everyday homesteading. That's good. I think it works great.
That flow? We've been doing what we've been doing for so long. It's a little different rhythm, but everyday homesteading.
Everyday Homesteading is the new podcast. It's actually the same podcast, just with a new name, a few little different features. We're changing up a few things, but nothing that's going to take away the fact that it's you and Josh and Carolyn sitting here having our cup of coffee together, chatting about the deeper parts of homesteading. That is all going to stay the same.
That's right.
But what we found is that, right here, we're sitting 2025, and there's a lot of people out there that are starting to feel very disenchanted with modern life, even more than maybe we have in the last couple of years since 2020, maybe even before that. Some of us have been like feeling this pull towards heritage things, old-fashioned morals and values.
Traditional.
There you go. for a long time. But I think right now there's a lot of people who are feeling very trapped in the big systems, and they're looking for answers. And what we found with the name Pantry Chat is that if you go into your podcast app and you type in homesteading, Pantry Chat doesn't come up because it doesn't say homesteading.
Go figure.
So for us, it's just so important to be shining the light, to be calling people to a lifestyle that has a lot of answers, that simplifies things, that gives us room to actually process mentally, to focus on things that really matter, faith, family, really good food.
Well, it's an extension of the regular vision of homesteading family, of the Pantry Chat, of the School of Traditional Skills. And that is to bring you guys, to bring the world skills, knowledge with inspiration to help you through what we didn't have early on.
Yeah.
And we didn't have mentors. We didn't have teachers. It was a school of hard knocks. It was a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of frustration. And so all of this was born out of that goal to pass this knowledge along and to help make the journey better for you, a little bit of inspiration, along the way. And we can do that better. And also because we believe this is good for culture. This is good for family. This is good for our entire culture, that people are moving in this direction. And we want to continue to be a part of shining the light, as you said, and furthering this message. And so that means making it a little bit more discoverable for people that are just getting started, for people that are trying to find answers.
We've been so blessed to get to hear from so many of you guys in the ways that homesteading as a lifestyle, whether that means, you're on 40 acres and you've got cows and goats and all the things, or if it just means that you're doing what you can in an apartment somewhere, but that how much that has changed your health. It's changed your family and your relationships. It's changed the way you've looked at the world, maybe even your security, maybe some choices that people are making. And those are all things that we really want to help get the word out to other people. And so Everyday Homesteading is a way of making sure that people can actually find us if they're looking.
Yeah. Well, and I think it better encompasses what we're doing and what we're talking about here. The Pantry Chat was cool. We started, it was in the pantry, and a good place to chat and talk about just all these ideas. And I think Everyday Homesteading is a great iteration, evolution, if you will, of what we're all about. And it does communicate better the things we're talking about and the things we're exploring here with you guys in this venue.
Well, and a lot of you guys know that one of the things that's so important to us is making homesteading practical, like making it actually
doable.
Doable. You said integrate into our modern lives. Yeah. And, that I feel like that is really embodied in that title, Everyday Homesteading. Okay.
So what do people need to know? Because
what do people need to know?
What do people need to know from here?
So let's talk about this. So we're going to be taking I don't think we've actually ever done this in the Pantry Chat. We're actually going to take a break for about 4 weeks here. We're not putting out any new episodes. but that's just giving us an opportunity to kind of switch gears a little bit, change things around.
Learn how to say the intro. It'll probably take me 133 times to get it right. I don't know.
We'll get a lot of outtakes. It'll be good. But what we could use from you is your help relaunching the podcast as Everyday Homesteading. And what that means is we actually have a special group of people who are committing to helping us with the podcast relaunch here. Yeah. And by helping, I don't mean anything complicated. I mean willing to download some extra episodes, to rate and review it when the new episodes come out. Yeah. And in exchange for that, one, you get to feel really good about helping a lot of people who are looking for answers.
Help get the word out.
Help get the word out. Like this is very important, and your guys' involvement is like key to this. But also, we're doing a bunch of giveaways just to make it a little bit sweeter. And Josh and Carolyn love giveaways. Like we get so excited about giving things away. I get so excited.
I do too. I just don't know what we're giving away yet.
To tell you the truth, I don't either. Okay. But I've been promised it's really good, and there's a bunch of different things.
Oh yeah, we'll have some good stuff.
So we're gonna do that. So if you're interested in helping us out and starting this new podcast off on the right foot, I'm gonna give you a link below, because I don't have it right now. We'll figure it out. We'll get it to you. It'll be in the show notes.
Right.
And if you just sign up there, we'll get you all the information that you need. And it would really be very helpful to us and to a lot of people who are looking for answers right now.
So a couple of just technical questions for people.
Yeah.
The Pantry Chat, there's 200 something episodes.
Yes.
Those aren't going to go away. They're not going to disappear.
They will not go away. They won't disappear. And in fact, they will still be under the
that's what I was getting to, right? They're still going to be.
So they will be now renamed in the podcast player, Everyday Homesteading.
So they'll still be part of the Everyday Homesteading.
Yeah. You'll be able to go back and listen to all the old ones.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. You'll be able to find them easily.
Yes.
Even if we're 4 episodes into Everyday Homesteading and we reference something, you don't have to go find a different podcast.
No, it'll be right in the same place. Yeah. So to make it really, really easy. So we don't lose any of that old content for you guys. Yeah.
Love it.
So it should make it great.
Cool.
Wow. This is exciting.
This is exciting. I'm looking forward to this new journey.
I am too.
And it's a lot. It's going to be a lot similar format, but there are a few tweaks and things that we think is going to make it better. I know some of you love certain pieces of the format, so we're trying to keep the things that everybody loves that we love.
Yeah, we're keeping the chit chat.
And yet, absolutely, if you don't like the chit chat, you got to fast forward button, and hopefully make it even a little bit better. So this is really going to be exciting.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for coming along this journey with us. We're excited and we're really thankful for your support in this.
And while it may be a couple of weeks, we will see you soon.
Oh, October 18th. That's the moment.
Okay.
I didn't say it.
Look for the release.
New podcast opens with 5 brand new episodes on October 18th. Yep. 5 all at once.
Gonna batch them a little bit.
Gonna batch them.
Yep.
Okay,
so that we'll actually make up for our time.
We will. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.
Okay. See you soon.